Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're reviewing the Lincoln Navigator Black Label. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Kengar Ford here in American Fork, Utah, for giving me some time with this Navigator. This particular one is available for sale for the time being, so if you're interested, I'll include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out this Navigator and the rest of the inventory that they currently have. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Powering the Navigator is a twin-turbo 3.5-liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Power outputs are now 440 horsepower and then 510 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now, taking a look at the hood, you guys can see the distinctive lines there in the center. And then coming down below, really cool daytime running lights with the LED headlamps. And then you guys can see down below, we've got more lighting. That's for the turn signal indicator. And then we've got parking sensors here at the bottom. And look at this grille with the giant Lincoln logo. And yeah, putting it all together, I really do like the overall look of the Navigator. Coming around the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 285, 45, 22 in the front and over in the rear. And when it comes to the overall design of the wheels, I love how it looks, especially when these are in motion. It kind of has a cool flowing type appearance. We've got the Navigator badge here on the side, and then look at the mirror caps. Those absolutely pop. And then you can see here, more silver trim on the side, a little bit on the door handles, window trim, and then also there on the roof rails. And then here's your full side view with the Navigator. Definitely a big beast. Now, taking a look at the key fob, we have our unlock function, our lock function, remote start, the opening here for the hatch, and then the Lincoln logo there on the back. So taking a look at the cargo area, I guess that you get a box of WeatherTech floor mats with this one. But anyways, we've got all these adjustments for the seats, or rather the fold down function. So for the second row, you can just fold down the seats. For the third row, you can raise and fold them down. With the third row up, there's an okay amount of storage space, not a massive amount, enough to fit a box of floor mats, basically. Anyways, when you're all done, just press that and then it'll close the hatch. Got the cool light bar that the Navigator is known for here on the rear, and then you guys can see the Lincoln badge there. More parking sensors, and you got a bezel that covers the receiver hitch. And wrapping things up, I do like some of the subtle changes here to the Black Label. It gives the Navigator a nice appearance. Now, popping inside, this is why you get Black Label. Really nice leather trim here all over the door panel, and even down below, it's actually soft touch as well, so that's really nice. And then you guys can see the window control and then the speaker here for the, I think it's the Revel Ultima sound system. I'll double check when we're up front, but I'm pretty sure that's the sound system. And look at these seats. These are snazzy. Look at the design here in the perforated section. Legroom here in the second row is really good. We've got a storage pocket right here, and then you guys can see here with the controls, you have this for the seats, heated and ventilated seats in the second row, which is really nice. You got your own climate zone here for the audio, all that kind of stuff. Some charging port action down below, and then got some cup holders that'll pop out. What the heck? I got it! Anyways. We've got the armrest right here as well, which I like the look of it. It's got this chunkiness to it, and these seats are very comfortable. And also, almost forgot, headroom back here is also good. Now in the third row here, legroom's pretty good. Again, it's a big SUV, and you guys can see these for these seats to recline them and everything, which is nice. Got a little USB port back there, and got some nice viewpoint out of the back as well. And by the way, these seats look just as premium as the rest of the seats here in the Navigator, so that's a nice touch. But it is kind of like hard touch plastic back here. Now, taking a look at the door panel, you guys can see again with the same two-tone design and then even soft touch down to the bottom. And then we've got all of our window controls here, mirror adjustments. The mirrors do power fold in. And then we have our seat adjustments here on the side, memory seat functionality. You've got your massaging seat function as well. Like, there's a lot to this. And then blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. And look at these front seats. Absolutely crazy. Love the overall design of the seat. And then that's kind of sad. They should have done nicer pedals. That's just my opinion. I do have the pedal adjustment here and then the light control, which has kind of a fancy look to it. So taking a look at the steering wheel, I love the brown leather trim. We do have paddle shifters here on the back for the 10-speed automatic, some controls for the center stack. We've got our voice command controls, phone controls, adaptive cruise control as well, and then your regular stocks there on the back. Now, taking a look at the center gauge cluster here, it's a full digital gauge cluster. I think it has a pretty clean appearance to it. And just like other Navigators, we do have a bunch of different drive modes. And yes, I know I'm almost out of fuel. But you guys can see, got like Excite, for example, which is your sport mode. And it does take a second for it to go into it. But overall, I think it's pretty cool. I like the names for all of the different drive modes. I don't know, I just think it's kind of funny what they've done there. Now in reverse, we do have a full 360 camera system with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel, and overall resolution here at the camera system's pretty dang solid. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, we do have a shortcut bar here at the bottom. I like how it sparkles when you touch it. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. But yeah, it responds really well. It's frankly easy to use. And then this is where you can go into the seats and then adjust a bunch of stuff. Also do the massage function, everything. Like I said, there's also the control on the door panel as well. And you can pop up the camera function at any time, which is fun. Now to mention, really nice leather trim here on the dash, and yes, Rebel Ultima for the sound system. I was correct. But I do like the design, and also like look at the wood trim here on the dash that's recessed. I think that's really cool. You can kind of see it has like this like stacked appearance. So of course has trailer backup, got trailer brake controls integrated from the factory, and then our transmission select right there with all those little buttons. That's a pretty cool feature. And then you guys can see here in the center with all of our controls for the climate system. You got heated and ventilated seats, and ooh, wireless phone charging pad. Yeah, good storage overall. Got some cup holder action. Then you guys can see with the drive mode select, and then that's your parking assist, auto stop start, auto hold, parking brake, and then, ooh, center console. Yeah, quite a bit of space. I do like the padding here on this. I think that looks nice. And then while we're on the topic of storage, yeah, it's got a big glove box. And then up top here, we've got some controls for like the center, for example. Then we have a nice premium headliner with this Black Label as well. And then you have full panoramic center. I forgot to mention leather on the grab handles, which is also kind of funny. We are setting off in the Navigator Black Label, and I'm excited to finally be able to do like a full review on the refreshed Navigator Black Label. Now when I say full review is at the Chicago Auto Show in 2022, I got to do kind of a walk around with one of these. I wasn't allowed to get inside of the vehicle because, yeah, auto show, that's just how those work. But, you know, I obviously wanted to do like another review on one of these to actually see, you know, what it's like to sit in and also drive as well, because I want to answer the question of like, what the heck is Black Label? Why does this exist, I guess, from the perspective of someone who's all about practicality, and is it worth it, right? Again, from someone who's all about practicality. So first off, I will say these seats are amazingly comfortable. I don't necessarily think they're more comfortable than the regular Navigator seats, but the leather is softer. So it's not like it has more cushioning or padding. It's just softer leather. That's kind of what it feels like. And that's what you see on the dash and on the door panel and all that kind of stuff is just softer leather. Now, aside from that, super smooth. I mean, it feels like it drives the same as like just a fully loaded Navigator. I'm not really noticing a big difference. It is very floaty and comfortable. But again, that's what you kind of want with this type of full-size luxury SUV. And, well, let's see what this twin-turbo V6 is all about. I mean, it's got some power. Again, 440 horsepower, 510 pound-feet of torque. It's solid powertrain, and it's quiet too. So one thing that's nice about this being a twin-turbo V6 is it's gonna be more quiet than a V8 powertrain. Which, don't get me wrong, a V8 would be cool with the sound and everything, but you know, having the quiet aspect of this, I think, is, yeah, it's got so much power. It's really cool. So, yeah, it doesn't drive any different than, yeah, any other Navigator. So Black Label, does this make sense to get? What the heck is Black Label? Basically, it looks like it's just an interior upgrade, right? You get nicer leather trim, you get this nice headliner, you got, I guess, like leather grab handles, nicer leather seats. And so you're not necessarily getting a better vehicle from a luxury experience standpoint unless you see the nicer materials as being better from a luxury standpoint. You're just getting nicer materials. However, what I do want to say is this is obviously a pre-owned Black Label, and it's got I think like 7,000 miles on it. 7,000 miles on it. And I can tell you that, like, if you look at the leather, this type of leather, and I've started to mention this in reviews, like, I'm trying to help you guys out that are shopping for cars. I've noticed that this type of leather does not hold up well over time. Like, it seems like it shows its wear and tear way more than the leather that has like the cowhide texture. Like the regular Navigator, the dash and the door panel, all that, it's like the cowhide texture leather. I've noticed that when I review used cars with that type of leather that have, you know, 10, 20,000 miles on them, it still looks brand new. Whereas this, like, this looks like it's had some wear and tear. And it's not necessarily a thing where like the previous owner didn't take good care of it, because I've owned vehicles with leather like this, and I take, despite what people think, I take very good care of my vehicles, and still, no matter what you do, it's like they show the wear and tear more. It seems like I don't know what it is. Like, I have really dry hands, but I know some people have more oily hands. It seems like this type of leather soaks up the oil like way more. It's a really weird thing to say. But anyways, for me personally, I would probably, I shouldn't say probably, I would never get a Black Label. I get what this is about, but I think that what Lincoln should do, just my personal opinion, just make Black Label a trim package that any dealer can sell. I think that doing the whole Black Label dealer thing is kind of wonky when it's just, like, this is what a lot of manufacturers offer as just like an upgraded package. Like, look at Ram with their trucks, or look at Ford with their trucks, for goodness sake. You look at like a Lariat F-150 versus a Platinum versus a Limited. You don't have to go to a Limited certified Ford dealer to get a Limited, so why would you have to go to a Black Label certified dealer to get a Navigator with fancier leather trim that's not going to hold up as well over time? I don't know. Just my hot take, my opinion. Let me know what you guys think, and yeah.